And, I often find myself trying to cheer up Italians by telling them that time seems to be on their side. And, and they're always skeptics. I mean, Italians never believe that they're ever going to get a break, right? And even Italian fantascienza people never seem to believe that Italian fantascienza could actually be really good, right? It's like, no, the disco volante will never land in Lucca, right? It's like, okay, Lucca will never have flying saucers. All right, Lucca is actually the one town in Italy that has the most flying saucers, right? Because it has like the huge gaming and fumetti conference, right? I mean, not this year, but Lucca is actually the center of Italian fandom, right? And now when the Anglo-American world, which traditionally dominates science fiction, is really in a lot of trouble. I mean, all my American science fiction friends are obsessed with politics right now. It's all Black Lives Matter, impeaching Trump, riots, epidemics, bankruptcies, media collapsing, newspapers being bought by hedge funds. It's a pretty severe political situation in the U.S. and also in Britain, where they have Brexit and they just don't talk about anything else at all. It's just all Brexit all the time for 5 years, right? But like here in Italy, you've got like Distòpia, which is like this latest Urania book. Okay, and Urania is like the #1 publisher of fantascienza in Italy. And even though this book's called Distòpia, this is actually a pretty good book, right? I mean, it's got fantascienza writers in it who I mean, some are famous, but it's got a bunch who I've never heard of before, who are like doing pretty well, and people actually buy this book. I mean, it's not a huge bestseller, but it's one of the most influential Urania books I think I've ever seen. And it's really Italian, right? So, this is like a big chance for the Italian world to actually assert itself, and for the fantascienza world to kind of speak its own language. And Wired US, Wired magazine, is one of my favorite publications. And I'm in the latest Wired Italia here. Yeah, because, fantascienza people are starting to write for Wired. So it's like me, Dario Tonani, Cory Doctorow, and all these other characters. Okay, Wired US is in really bad trouble. I mean, they're just having a very hard time and finding advertisements and doing events, because that's normally how Wired US makes money. Okay, Wired Italia also does events, but look at the advertising in here. They're not going broke. They're actually doing pretty well. I mean, this is a big glossy magazine here, right? Okay, you should go with that, right? I mean, don't be frightened to have the flying saucers headquarter in Lucca, right? Yeah. I mean, really, this is your big chance, right? And it's certainly not a time when you want to imitate the Americans or the British, because they're really in the bottom of the barrel right now, okay? They're not going to get better for quite a while. So, as a futurist, I could tell you this is likely. But, other people's troubles are a regional opportunity.
Ok, allora grazie. Grazie. Ci salutiamo, vi ringraziamo.
Ok.
E ci vediamo, speriamo, al Festival di Trieste.